Welcome to these 2 practices to foster your self-connection so that you can hear yourself better. What is it that you want? What is it that your heart is telling you? What is it that you are feeling? So that we stop ignoring ourselves, because truly we are always complying to external demands and expectations, and in a way we end up not being able to hear ourselves in the process. We're constantly busy and caught up. The invitation for these practices is to create spaciousness, moments of coming back to ourselves so that we can hear ourselves, reconnect, so that we can live our lives on our own terms to create our own joy. The first practice is about our devices, our mobile phones that so easily distract us and rob us from this present moment. The invitation here is to practice phone intermittent fasting. Yes, not food fasting, but phone fasting. So say you sleep 8 hours a day. I would like to invite you to put your phone on airplane mode 2 hours before you go to bed, and only get it back online 2 hours after you wake up. So you have this moments of like gap of not having to answer messages and be so easily distracted and disconnected from yourself, not being caught up in your mind with external situations up until the last moment of your day. Have this time more on your own where you can connect to yourself and ask yourself, how was your day? How do you feel? What were the highlights of your day? What is it that didn't go so well that you would like to adjust for tomorrow already? Create the space. That is what we need the most to connect, because by constantly having these devices, we are constantly robbing ourselves from space. Busy doesn't help us to connect. This is the invitation. And the same thing in the morning, before you go back to work or messages and news and podcasts and whatsoever, have a moment to sense yourself, to be with yourself, to feel yourself, enjoy your cup of tea on its whole purity and enjoyment. Allow yourself to have these moments with yourself, to be, and not just be doing and answering and reacting, because when we are on our phones, we're reacting a lot. Reacting is not allowing us to reconnect, because when we reconnect, we live from within. We create from within instead of reacting to the outside world. So this is in the invitation, and I know it can be super challenging. If 2 hours before is sleep and 2 hours after is too much, you can start with 1 hour before and 1 hour after, and increase as it is feasible to you. You can also only start with weekends and then progressively bring this to your weekdays. You can sense, but notice how much spaciousness that opens up. And it also shows us how easily caught up we get, because this difficulty we have to not be able to do that is quite interesting if we start paying attention to ourselves. Why is it that it is so hard for us to be with ourselves? Because if that is what we're longing for, then why is it that we don't allow ourselves to go in there? But that is a point for another exercise. This is the first invitation, phone intermittent fasting. Start creating space to be with yourself. The second exercise is about intentions. Every morning as you wake up and have this space with yourself, ask yourself, what is my intention for this day? And with that, what I mean is, how do you want this day to be? Maybe you would like this day to be more playful because you have been super serious lately. Or you would like to go back to exercising because you have been too just on your chair lately. What is your intention? What do you want to bring into that day? What would make you happy and joyful and allow you to live this day in alignment with yourself? What do you need right now? What is the energy you want to bring in? Is it more physical movement? Is it more laughter? Is it more connection, togetherness with your colleagues, more understanding, more compassion? What is it that needs a little bit of fine-tuning to you to come back to your own heart. And in a way, when we set intentions, it is not only about setting intentions in the morning, but also going back to it a few times throughout the day, because it is very easy for us to drop our intentions, to get caught up by people's ways and society and life, and then we start reacting to everything again and lose our own alignment. The exercise of intention is setting the intention on the morning and then going back to it a few times during the day, so you keep your intention, you train to realign yourself, train to come back, because don't be fooled, the world will always be great at trying to take us out, and it is our own duty, our own self-responsibility to know how to come back. And this is how we foster self-connection, training ourselves to come back. So every morning, what is your intention? And then going back to it. So these are extremely practical exercises. We just have to do them. It is practical, but not necessarily easy. So here the biggest trap is always that we hear this and think, oh, okay, got it. It is not that hard. And then we end up not doing, which is a trap of the ego to get us to not do it and therefore not foster self-connection. So if you really would like to go within, I invite you to do these practices. Not only one day or 2 days, but have them every day for 1 or 2 weeks, because then you get to see what they actually do and see if this is for you or not, and whether you want to take them further or if that was enough of a trial for you and that's it. So this is my invitations for you. These 2 practices, they're beautiful, they are powerful, they are practical. We can just start right now. Thank you so much for listening to me. I am Aline Ra M, spiritual guide and healer, and I hope these 2 practices bring more joy and fulfillment into your life.